Episode 470, Why I'm Running Small AI Models Locally.
The AI6 Podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
The public conversation about artificial intelligence is dominated by scale. In fact, if you are following me on social media, you would have heard and seen me talk a lot about this from the AI for Developing Countries Forum in Geneva last week. The 3-day event was titled Small Takes the Lead. But every new frontier model is discussed in terms of being bigger, faster, more capable, and closer to the top of another benchmark. But I want to challenge that perspective in this episode, based on what I'm building. Hello, and you're very welcome back to the AI6 special series, How I'm Building with AI. In this series, I'm sharing the systems, the products, and the workflows I'm building with artificial intelligence and how I'm integrating them into my business. If you listened to yesterday's episode on Voice Studio, then you'll understand what I mean by a small model. And going through that process and really understanding the power of small models has led me in a different direction. I've become increasingly interested in what smaller models can do when they are locally hosted, carefully grounded in trusted material, and designed for a focused role. My phrase is simple. Small can be powerful. Not for every task and not automatically, but when a job is well defined, the relevant knowledge is well organised, and the expected output is clear, a smaller model can be a serious and practical choice. Voice Studio is being developed as a local AI system using Qwen. The model will run on a local server rather than depending entirely on a public cloud chatbot, and it will retrieve relevant information from my own structured knowledge base. Local AI can provide greater ownership and control. If a system is designed to work with confidential client material and my own intellectual property, I need to understand where the information sits, how it's retrieved, and which services can access it. Local hosting does not automatically solve every privacy, security, or governance issue, but it still requires good architecture, access controls, updates monitoring, and clear operational decisions. But it gives us more control over those decisions. Smaller models are also matched to specific work. I do not need every task in my business to be sent to the largest available frontier model. If the task is narrow, the knowledge is structured, and the outcome is clear, a smaller model may be more efficient and more economical. A model can also be adapted for recurring tasks, while Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, can bring the organization's current source material into each task. Those are different approaches, but together they can make a system more useful for a defined domain. And then there's the issue of cost. Frontier models are extraordinary, and I use them every day. But repeated use at scale has a price. A locally hosted model requires infrastructure and technical management, so it's not free. But it creates a different cost structure for frequent, focused tasks. And that matters when you're designing a system intended to become part of everyday operations. And then, of course, there's a wider European question. Which models do we rely on? Where are they developed? Under what licenses can they be used? Where is the infrastructure located? And how much control do European organizations have over the systems that increasingly shape their work? And let's clarify the language. People often use open source as a blanket description for AI models, but many models are more accurately described as open weight. That means the model weights may be available, while the training data, the full training process, or the commercial terms may not be open in the same way. If ownership and control are among the reasons for choosing a model, these distinctions need to be understood rather than assumed. I'm not arguing that the local model should replace Claude, ChatGPT, or even frontier systems. There will still be work where the breadth of capability, advanced reasoning, or access to current information through a frontier platform makes it the right choice. The point is that bigger should not be the automatic answer to every problem. And building locally also creates more responsibility. Someone has to maintain the infrastructure, update the model, test performance, manage access, monitor failures, and understand the limits of what the system can do. You gain control, but you also accept responsibility for decisions that a cloud platform may normally take on your behalf, but of course not exclusively, because we always need human in the loop. And what excites me is that Voice Studio has shown me a new pathway. If I can build one locally hosted system around my own knowledge, I can build others around defined tasks and domains. I can combine focus models with trusted information and design AI systems that are smaller, more purposeful, and closer to the organization that they serve. The next phase of applied AI will not belong to only the companies building the largest models in the world. It will also belong to the organizations that learn how to combine the right model, trusted knowledge, and a clearly defined purpose. For many organizations, that may be where real ownership begins. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategies, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie. Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.